Hi, John McPhail here from Matex Control Chemical in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We're the manufacturers of the Mincon Hole Control. Hole Control is a two-part product that is manufactured to speed up hole collaring and reduce collar sloughing and stabilize the borehole in general. It has a few uses. Showing here in this video is one that we use for setting casing. You can see as the hammer's coming down with the casing underreaming system, you're setting your casing, and the hole control is the blue. It enters the formation and assists in tying the formation up to allow the casing to come down. So if you want to set the casing into bedrock for anchors or reverse circulation, exploration, or preset casing for diamond drilling or what have you, the hole control will actually tie up the formation. And that's the polymer part in the hole control. I said it was a two-part product. The other part is a lubricant, environmentally safe water-soluble lubricant, and it actually will leave a film of lubricant on your casing. So when you drill your hole and you pull out, if you want to set your anchor or whatever you want to do, when you go to pull your casing back out of the hole, it allows the casing to slide out of the hole much easier than as if you didn't stabilize the formation and have a lubricant on it. So it works very well in that application. Another great application for this product is production blast hole drilling. It's fantastic for production blast hole drilling because when you're drilling production blast holes, and if you have other holes that have already been drilled on a pattern or from previous blasts or what have you, you're going to have some fractured formation and you're going to have communication from one hole to the next. And by means of your air traveling through from the hole that you're drilling, going over and down in here, sometimes even backfilling, as you can see in this video. Sometimes you'll backfill those holes, and when you go to blast, the floor will be uneven. If you introduce hole control as you're drilling, let's see if I can stop that right there for 1 second. If you can introduce hole control while you're drilling, you're going to completely stop all communication because the hole control, again, the two-part product, it grabs the fines, grabs all the dust and whatnot, so it's a great dust suppressant, but it builds up a little sticky glue, and it'll actually glue into these fractures and stop the communication from one hole to the next, meaning that you're going to have all of your air pressure going straight up the hole and make it a nice clean hole, faster hole to drill because you're using all your air to clean it. And right across the bottom here, when you go to load these holes, they're all going to load very evenly because they're all the same size on the diameter and the same depth. So you should use the same amount of explosives in each hole. So the communication, again, is the biggest thing. And from previous blasts, you're going to see all kinds of fractures down there. And if you can introduce hole control right from the get-go, you will notice elimination of re-drills and the production increase in drilling off a whole pattern, actually. When I mentioned dust, if you look up here, this is using hole control, and here's a blast hole without using hole control. I like to speak to it as like looking down the inside of a gun barrel if you drilled with hole control, and that's what you'd see right here if you look down this hole. Over here, obviously there was no hole control in there, and lots of times they'll put this casing down in there so they can load the hole and nothing is sloughing in, the rocks aren't sloughing in. Even from the drill tramming from one hole to the other, the vibration knocking these boulders down in here and plugging the hole and not being able to fill it right to the bottom is a real pain. But here you can see this is obviously a nice square pattern here. It comes from the bottom of the drill where the cuttings are coming up and hitting the rubber and falling right into place. So you can see that even controlled the dust. When you lay the mast over, you can see where it's kind of fell down here a little bit, but everything else is in there. It's nice and solid. It's in one place, and all the dust and the fines are encapsulated in here. So there's a lot less dust on the mine or wherever the drill site might be. Where over here you can see it's kind of blown all over everywhere. That's just another example. And you can imagine the time it would take to try and collar this hole when you previously started to drill this hole versus over here. You just start from the top and drill all the way down. It's a fantastic, fantastic product. This is a short video in New Zealand of drilling in a very unconsolidated formation, and I'm just going to let Lance explain this to you, and I'll come back in a minute.
This is a good hole. He's collared it up properly, and we work the hole control more into the walls of the hole, so we follow the crevices, the weakness until the product gets as far as it can, and it's come back to the wall of the hole itself, and now we've got a good casing around the hole now, and that'll be, as you can see, it's very supportive. Normally we'd put cones in, but in a situation like this where it's been left for the weather, the hole, as you can see, is still held up to the elements. So it's certainly got its advantage.
And it's been hanging around for 3 weeks, just like this.
And this is what we've pulled out of the hole. That's the size.
And that's larger than you normally.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too. It's reducing the wear and tear on your.
Okay, so that's another great video there as to what the product does. And you can notice that there was no casing used in there. They mentioned that hole's been sitting open like that for 3 weeks or 3 weeks plus. And the formation is, that of gravels and such. So you could also look at hole control as being a casing in a can or a liquid casing. So the best delivery method to get the hole control into the system, into your system, is its Matex fluid injector. Manufactured for the hole control. It has a little mixer in it right here and the injection pump run by a 12 or 24 volt, whatever you have on your drill. They will inject anywhere from 1 to 3 liters per hour, and what should be enough to look after the majority of the holes that you would be drilling with hole control. Hope that explains a little bit as to what it does. There's more information on the injector itself on the website. If you want to have a look on there, you'll see more information on there. Thank you for watching.